The truth about being a personal trainer with inflammatory arthritis. I think a lot of people can relate to this. If you have inflammatory arthritis and you're trying to work out, it seems impossible, or you've tried different things over the years, it's made things worse, it's been painful, it's been really challenging. Maybe you think you're going in the right direction with exercise and a flare comes, you're hit by something with this, you're hit by more inflammation or more tightness in the mornings, and you're like, I've tried everything I could. So the truth about my story being a personal trainer with this is some movements for me, some exercises I've pinpointed and I've said, those are really challenging. Those are really challenging. I have no strength in certain areas because of sacroiliitis, because of SI joint inflammation, because of discrepancies in the body over the years of moving off balance with the low back pain, pain in my ribs, tightness in my mid-back. Some things are extremely challenging. So something I had to pinpoint was, for those really, really challenging exercises, once I realized my glutes are so weak, my hip flexors are so weak, I had to say to myself, I got rid of ego, and I said, even though I'm a personal trainer, right, in my mind, I should be really fit, I should be really active, I should be strong. But in the beginning with this, I realized I need to pinpoint these exercises. I have to take a step back and find a pain-free range of motion, and I have to make things easier on myself. So something like the single leg bridge or the bird dog, where you're alternating arm and leg with a kind of neutral core, all these kind of core stability stuff, because I was dealing with sacroiliitis, which I still, have signs of sacroiliitis, the SI joint inflammation. I realized I have to be so careful with these. I need to learn to build them without aggravating things, and I have to regress them a little bit. So I found the perfect kind of movement for me, the perfect rep range. I wasn't pushing out repetitions on repetitions. I was very careful, and this is what I do with a lot of my clients. We start with, say, 4 to 6 repetitions of something that's really hard, but we're doing it so controlled, we're relaxing the body, and that's where things differed for me. I think what other personal trainer would do something, would regress a movement like that. But anytime I tried to force something, made things worse. Anytime I said, I'm supposed to be really strong, why can't I do a single leg bridge? And that's part of this. We have to adapt. We have to find ways to adapt. So what I did is I took a step back. I did easier variations, really controlled, and I built it slow. And as time went on, all right, this is getting easier, this is getting easier. And then I built on that progress. Progress can look like anything like that. The slow builds where we're finding, oh, this is getting a little easier. That became my motivation. I said, all right, for some things I really have to step back, the core stability, and then over time it became so much easier. I got so much stronger, and I was able to progress things. Also the flares. I just had a recent flare, probably my worst ever. I've talked about this. I was really struggling, and it really put a lot of damage on my body. It put a lot of damage on my flexibility while I was in the flare. I was so stiff and tight. When I got back to the gym after the flare, it was hard to get going again. And, my ego wanted to say, oh my God, I've lost my strength, I've lost my flexibility. But this is part of it. We have to understand that these flares can be just a temporary period. So I started really slowly in the gym, a lot less weight, a lot less resistance, and I just focused on getting muscles activated. All right, oh my God, my chest was so tight, my mid-back, I was using bands, I was using machines, very lightweight, and I was just feeling that all that tension was just really aggravated. The core stability stuff aggravated. So I started really slowly. I said, no pain. There can't be pain when we exercise. I'm going to start slowly. I'm back now to where I was before the flare, but it took a little bit of time, right? It took a little bit of time. So adapting to fitness is what I've excelled at it. And I realized, lastly, this is what we use for motivation. It can be hard enough in life to get fit. You have kids, you have a family, you have a job. It can be hard enough as it is as we age. But with spondylitis, it can make it even harder. And I don't want to say that because maybe it can make it easier to get fit because of our motivation. Our motivation to want to be healthy is just so high as is, because We want to help reduce pain. We want to keep our flexibility. We want to keep our mobility. We're so motivated to get stronger. But what I try to use as motivation is the fact that I can do it with ankylosing spondylitis, the fact that I can adapt my workouts and build it at the pace I've built it and get strong, get more flexible than I ever was. That's what I use as motivation. So find progress in exercise. Don't start full throttle with things that are uncomfortable, with things that cause pain. Find things that cause no pain, build it. I use machines because certain things just don't feel good. Overhead presses with dumbbells, my body's out of position. Back exercises, back strength, I use machines as I get so controlled. I slow it down. Again, the core stability, I do less reps. I find easier variations to get it warmed up, and then I build it over time. So adapt this thing to you, and that's how we build it. That's how we build motivation to keep going. That's how we progress it, and we hold on to that progress, and we become more motivated than ever. Hope that helps. See you next time.